trying to change other people, at least for me, is no way. It's not working. I wouldn't even invest time in trying to change other people. So the first idea would be, are you able to stay in that situation, imagining that all of the colleagues out there, they would never change? Are you still able to figure out a way for yourself to still remaining in a state of the mind that is not destroying your health? If you say it's impossible, I am too much attached to the surrounding, to what the other people do or don't do, then there's only one way. Either you're going to stay in that situation and take all the health issues that were going to come on the long term, or you are setting your priority and say, no, this is my life. This is not the way how I imagine my life to be, waking up and going to bed with negative thoughts or unhealthy thoughts. And then you must change your surrounding. That's it. There is no alternative to these two things. Taking into consideration that we cannot change other people and cannot change the outside circumstances. So either you change yourself or you change the surrounding and the environment that you are placed upon. But now comes the problem. If you think you just say, okay, then I'm leaving this company and I'm moving to the next one, you're going to meet the same problem. Why? Because it's not the problem of the people. It's the problem because something inside of you is not able yet to solve this challenge. And this is where, again, it's about self-mastery. Meaning, everything that you feel is a challenge to you, ask yourself, what is it inside of yourself that is causing this conflict, that is causing this challenge for you, and solve it inside of you. This is where to look at. And in the moment this happens, something very valuable has been developed there. It's not an easy way. It's not a most common way that people do, but it is the way that from many, many centuries and millennia, different traditions have embedded in their way of being. There is the saying that watch your thought because your thoughts are forming your words. Be careful about your words because your words are shaping your actions. Be careful of what type of actions you're doing because they are shaping your habits. Be careful about what type of habits you have because they are shaping your character. Be careful what type of character you are cultivating because it shapes your destiny. Okay? So what I'm saying is that there is a chain of cause and effect. Your thoughts affecting the words affecting your actions, the actions affecting all the way down until your character, until what you are going to encounter in the future, described before as destiny. I am just coming from the field of martial art, yeah? I make my push-ups, I make my punches, I make my strikes, I make my forms, I make my breathing exercise, and from time to time, then if somebody asks me a question, then sometimes something wise comes out.
You become very, very sensitive. What type of physical changes are going on inside of you? What type of emotional changes are you dealing with on a daily basis? How is your mindset? How is the way of your thinking? What type of thoughts rising up in the morning, carrying out throughout the day? With what type of thoughts are you going to bed? What type of things are you dreaming? If you are numb, if you are sleeping, you are simply unaware of all of these things that are happening within a 24-hour, within a 7-day week, and within the 30 days month, and then within the whole year, and then within 100 years, one lifetime. Only if we know where a problem is located, only then we can adjust it. Theory is theory. Knowledge is knowledge. The theory doesn't change your life. The knowledge doesn't change your life. At the end of the day, it is action, action, action. That's it. Because if this life would be about knowledge, just stay at home, Google knows more. There is no human being who has that type of knowledge like Google has. But that's not it. You are receiving information. You are understanding the information. But the very important part, what you carry inside of you, knowledge, understanding. How does this translate into the 24-hour day so that everything that you know in theory starts to manifest also in real life? The universe only cares about the truth. The question is, but what do you refer as being the truth? Well, one of these truths for me is being given the gift of living this lifetime right now on earth inside a human body and live it miserably, live it sad, live it angry, live it in jealousy, live it in internal destruction. Sorry, it just doesn't make sense. I don't think the point of living this life is suffering more than necessary. What to do with the suffering? Well, you need to face it. You need to look it in the eye. Whatever is so fearful to you, whatever seems so impossible for you to do, whatever is like really challenging you, that is the one made as a challenge for you in this lifetime to face it. Some people have the ability to face it, some people do not have the ability to face it. Why? Two very important things are missing. Number one, the ability to let go is one very, very big part. The skill, the willingness to let go, the fact of letting go is number one. And number two, to have courage to face the fear, to face the truth, to face the darkness, to go into the dark. Because this is what it's about. To discover the purpose of life, to discover the intensity and the greatness of life, there is no alternative than being able to face the darkness and being able to jump into the unknown. But this is nothing that we humans are trained of. This is nothing that we humans are programmed to do in order to jump into the unknown. Because everything that we have grown up in the whole world is not about prepare yourself for the uncertainty. It is build up your illusion of security. This is where the worlds are colliding. Courage and the ability to let go. And these two elements, if you don't have them, courage and the ability to let go, because the growth of mental skills and the growth of physical skills is because you are continuously confronted with the comfort zone and are being forced to leave it, to move beyond the comfort zone. Something hurts, but it's okay, let's go through it. Pain is not going to stop us. It's just an indication this is where, at this moment in time, our limit is. And because we understand this on the physical level, it starts to transcend and translate into the mental way of thinking. If the suffering is there, I'm not going to run away from it, I'm not going to ignore it, I'm going to find a way to overcome the suffering. And this is the very, very important distinction, what I think this life is about. To overcome the suffering. Not to ignore the suffering, not to run away from the suffering, not to create your dream world in order to not face the suffering. No, the suffering is there, the enemy is there, face it. If you're not strong enough to face it at this moment, invest your lifetime to make yourself strong enough to one day be able to face it. In my world, if you don't face it, it will always be part of your existence. Make yourself strong. Prepare yourself in this lifetime for the end. Prepare for the end in the now. That's what it is. We are preparing for the end in the now. The end of what? The end of that anyway you're going to lose your identity if you want or not. You don't need to worry about losing your ego, getting rid of the illusion of your I during this lifetime. If you manage to do, it's good for you. If you don't manage to do, it's gonna happen anyway. But it's gonna happen without your acknowledgement. Very rapidly, from one day to another, it's gonna happen. And this is again the truth of the human being. What is the most difficult things for us humans to face? If the status quo is changing too quickly. If we humans can prepare, everything's easy to take. If you have time to prepare for something, it's always more easy. If something comes too abrupt, too quick, it's difficult to take it. And this is why it makes sense. Prepare for the end. I think it's very, very obvious when you are suffering. You cannot sleep, you cannot focus, you don't have a smile on your face doesn't look healthy, your energy that you are expressing feels constricted. There is no openness, there is no lightness, there is some heaviness. There are many different signs how this suffering starts to express itself. It's a personal perspective everyone has to take, but it also goes hand in hand with your ability of can you see yourself. And there's only one way in order to see yourself. Let go of yourself and then you can see yourself. Without judgment, just see yourself. Look yourself in the mirror. This is a nice practice. Next time you're drunk or anything like this, stand in front of the mirror, look at you for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You can also do it without alcohol and then look deep inside. Not only inside, also look at your skin, look at the scars in the face, look at the scars on the body. There is something about the expression, everything about you. There's a story behind it. Nothing on your body is there by coincidence. Looking at yourself and reading the history about yourself is something many people cannot do. And in Buddhist teaching there's a nice saying. There are 3 things that can never be hidden. The sun, the moon, the truth. Whatever you have done in this lifetime, consciously or unconsciously, it's better to know of what has been done. Then you know who you are and you know what to adjust in order for you to move on into the future. If there are still too many things of the past inside of you that you don't even know about, what have you done? Things that are unresolved, is difficult to move on. The only way to move on is to unknot all the connections that you have established in the past. Unknotting all the karmic relations that you have established, consciously or unconsciously. It's not an easy thing to do. But very often it is thoughts that also make us suffer. It is something that you have here inside. There's no reason right now for you to be in this room and suffer. But it's absolutely possible that you're sitting there and inside your mind you're still thinking about, let's say, the fight that you had yesterday with your partner. The conflicts, the arguments that yesterday you had, and then he said that and I said that and then whatever. Well, that means then it's possible that you're suffering, but you're suffering because of thinking. You're suffering because of something immaterial. And then I tell you, just let go. Just forget about what happened yesterday. Come back to the presence. The presence is right now here in the room. If you are able to do this, suffering gone. But it's not easy to do it. Which is why it needs to be practiced. To let go of the thoughts. The only thing until today that remains true for me, if I have to tell you something, the last thing about the teaching, with our thoughts we create the world. This is the ultimate. That is the ultimate truth. With your thoughts, you are creating the world. There is something about the mind, beyond all physical activities, beyond all the attractiveness, whatever it is. The objective in this lifetime is get an understanding. What is this thinking mind, awareness, consciousness? What is it? I think this is the key. Looking into the past, everything that has been a challenge, well, it has been a challenge, but it's not the hardest. The point is, the challenges are not getting easier. The more skillful you become, the more light you want to become, The more you're striving for liberation, the more you are being tested in order to let go. Easy things, simple things, basic things, no problem to let this go. Ultimately, the hardest that maybe a human being can think of, in a way, is to let go of whatever you have created.